What's happening, guys? James Blonde here with MMOHuts.com. This time taking a first look at Heroes of the Storm, a new Dota-style game developed and published by Blizzard as their second from-the-start free-to-play game. And as you may already know, the heroes featured in this game come from more than 20 years of Blizzard games like Starcraft, Warcraft, and Diablo. So that's actually a really unique element there. Not only that, but the game has unique game mechanics that change up the way the typical Moba game is played. So you're going to see some unique elements here. As of right now, the game is in technical alpha. Even though it's nicely polished as it is, it's still fairly difficult to get into at this point, but either way, I'll spend some time showing you guys some of the major features of the game. Alright, so it looks like I'll be playing the Cursed Hollow map, one of 4 maps currently available in the game, and you'll notice that these maps play a huge part in the game because they each have their own unique objectives that can either help you or cripple you as a team. This particular one randomly spawns these tributes that let you curse the other team's defenses. So once you capture 3 of these, your enemy gets cursed and their towers won't attack you, their towers go down to half health, and even their minions go down to 1 health point. So it's a pretty big deal to capture these objectives. And like I said, each map has a different type of threat that goes along with it.
Choose a talent.
Now this right here is actually one of the coolest parts of this game. You can choose your abilities. You have your main abilities, which are set, but you get to choose your passives as you level at certain levels. So I'm going to go with the Path of the Assassin here, which gets me a little bit more damage each time I level up. Now, you get to make these choices every few levels, and of course they benefit you in different ways, as you saw just a second ago. Some of them act as passives, some of them add to your regular Q, W, and E skills, and some of them work as actives, like some support heroes get wards as a talent choice. Later on, I'll be able to get increased movement speed as well as lifesteal. So, oh, and thankfully this system is also a replacement for the item shop, so there's no last hitting or even gold to worry about in this game. It's primarily focused on the objective at hand, so that's really cool. I like that. So it makes the games faster, and you don't have to worry about that early laning phase of just sitting there killing minions forever until you get high enough level to do anything to anybody. Oh, looks like we got a team fight. From what I've noticed so far, we don't ever hardly push lanes. You basically just go for the objective. And right here, what we're trying to do is to capture this giant ward. And both teams actually trying to capture that. It seems to be something that we do first in all of these maps. And oh, now they want us to attack Lily, I guess. I'm not sure why. Support, baby. But, okay, so you also have these mercenary camps right here that we just passed. We're going to go after Lily. So you can kill these mercenary camps and get them to fight for you. You defeat this camp and you capture that point, which takes a mere second, and they will push the lane for you. Which I don't think we can get out of here. We're going to run. Kind of squishy at this point. I'm playing as Rainer from Starcraft, and he's got decent attack damage, especially late game. He's also got good utility. His one pushes players back. So I'm going to hopefully... Colby here is actually healing us, and I'm going to hopefully just get him back a little ways like that. No, I think that... yeah, that killed me. So this is basically what happens when you die. I'll show you once, and I won't show you again. So you'll notice that we all start off on these little mounts. It's really cool. That's another game mechanic that is interesting. So you can summon your mount at any point in time to get you increased movement speed. So that's another thing you can collect in the game. So not only can you activate new heroes, you can get skins for those heroes, and you can get new mounts. It's like we're still fighting over here. So I'm going to push these guys back. That's about all I can do right now. I don't have any damage. My W is a team buff here. It gives everybody increased attack speed, so that's helpful. And later on, I'll be able to increase it whenever I'm able to select another talent to give me movement speed, which is helpful. Chasing people down. Alright, so here I'm going to choose Vampiric Assault. That one gives me lifesteal on my basic attacks, which is really handy because I'm kind of squishy. Looks like they're taking back our ward. I'm going to go ahead and push this lane just a little bit, make it easier on our minions. There's actually a good purpose to killing the minions every once in a while. First of all, you get XP, but later on you'll notice when I kill a group of minions that they drop health orbs that are global. It's pretty cool. This Diablo is so tanky. I do have to admit, he does have a cool skin on there. That is Diablo, believe it or not. Gotta get out of here. I'm like stuck. Alright. Oh, that's what they were doing. They were protecting a tribute, so they picked up one of those. As long as we don't let them have 2 more. Ah, Diablo stunned me. I like how it shows up on your UI, though. That's a little better than having to watch, like, a little symbol above your character's head. Need some health here. So my E actually gives me a little bit of health if I get below 30% health. It activates on its own. It's got a cooldown, so I guess it's technically a passive. Now, these things are really cool. Those little wells give you health and mana regen over the course of a short period of time, and keeps you from having to go back to your base, which is really cool. Also, just got some health there from the minions, like I was mentioning earlier. If you kill a group of minions, it get some global health. I'm going to speed up by getting on the mount. So this game is basically made for being fast-paced. You've got wells that keep you from having to go to your base. You've got minions that give you health. So rarely is there a time when you need to go back to your base. Let's see if we can 3v1 Diablo here. I doubt he's going to get away. They've got a tiny bit more XP than we do, so we do need to kill these minions to kind of catch up. But we can catch up pretty quickly if we get these tributes. Oh, speaking of, we're going to ditch Diablo here in a second and try to focus on these tributes. We've got to push them back just a little bit so they don't follow us. I've got to admit, though, the game does have some, it has a combination of very typical roles you can play as in the MOBA genre, and some very special characters you can play as. Obviously, you can see that my character and, like, Diablo, for example, are very normal characters, very simple archetypes. I'm basically an ADC, and Diablo there is obviously a tank. That's why we can't kill him, or even hurt him for that matter. But there are some very special characters in the game that I'll talk about in a little bit as well. Alright, so I got the level up, and I'm going to go with my movement speed, which is going to give me movement speed on my W here. So if I activate that, as long as my allies are in the area and they get that buff, I get movement speed based on that. Makes me a lot faster. If I use it on my own, it doesn't really help me. So Raynor here is obviously a very team-oriented hero. It was funny because we killed Diablo and now we're ahead on level. And the cool thing about that is that it doesn't level based on individual heroes. It's based on team level. And honestly, that's what allows the game to have these special characters. For example, Abathur, which is the Zerg Evolution Master, as you may know from Starcraft, he's actually able to sit back in the base without ever going onto the map itself and use his abilities to put a symbiote over some of the other heroes to attack other heroes and minions that way. He can also push the lane with some of his own minions that he creates too. It's really cool. I just nailed that other Raynor. And we're about to capture this tribute, which is good. We need one more. At least that's one they can't capture. But yeah, the cool thing about Abathur is that he can he's able to stay in the base without having to worry about leaving because of the way the game's set up with the whole team-based level. The level design in the game is actually pretty cool too. I like how the towers are set up side by side like this. They both fire at you, doing about the same amount of damage as your typical tower in any MOBA game, but it's more of a gate style. So you can kind of hide behind the gate a little bit easier, and you can damage the different parts of that. So if you need to open up a wider portion of that, you can destroy the wall too, but you have to destroy the towers first, I believe. And they run out of ammo. I don't really understand that mechanic, but it's cool. I mean, I don't understand how they run out of ammo and how they get it back. I guess it's on a cooldown thing. So you can approach the tower whenever they don't have ammo, and it doesn't hurt you, obviously. Oh, they got ammo back. I did notice that one of my talents does reduce the ammo from towers, so that's pretty cool. So you can play that role if you need to, if that's ever a problem. We are definitely going to go for this tribute. We can't let them get another one. But because they only need one more, they're going to want it, so this is going to be a freaking fight. So we got to capture it. And we can't get hit while we're doing that, so that's what they're going to be focusing on. Oh, starting to catch her. Come on, just hold him off. No! Oh, now we got to kill this heart stab here. Crap, no, they're going to take it. I don't want them to take it. Should they get... Oh, no, we're killing him now. Die! Get out of here, Diablo. Nice. Oh, yeah, so the Uther right there, I have to get out of the way, because once he dies, he's able to stick around and hit you for a little while, which is good for him, bad for us when we're trying to gather this. Oh, cool. So I've got my ulti. We get that at level 10, and I've got the choice between two. Everybody has a choice between two ultis. It's really cool. It's another unique element in the game. It's kind of like Super Street Fighter 4 or something. But I have the choice between a Hyperion, which is a huge battle cruiser that comes like across the sky, and it's very OP. You'll see me use it in a second. Or I can choose between having two cloaked Banshee escorts around. There's my battle cruiser. You can see its shadow. It's huge, and it destroys pretty much everything in its path. People just leave. I get multi-kills just with my ulti. It's awesome. Oh, looks like they used it too, but they kind of missed. Diablo's ulti right there. It's pretty cool. I really don't know what it does. I haven't been hit by it yet. I'm sure it sucks. I gotta get out of here. Definitely don't want to die. Killed the Diablo. Nice. He was scary earlier, but not so much now. Sweet. About to get a deicide. Deicide. Doesn't really announce that though. Alright, so let's see what I'm going to get here. I've got options. I think I'm going to go with the Giant Killer. Yeah. Which gives me a little bit more power in my basic attacks. So I'll be able to kill minions and mercs a little faster. So it looks like we cursed them. That's awesome. Alright, you'll notice that their towers are going to be half health, and their minions will come across here in a minute. And you'll notice that they only have 1 health. Which is pretty cool. The towers also don't attack, so that's nice. See the little curse symbol above the tower there. So we're going to push really hard, and we're going to take this base. Oh, so all of their structures are half health. I'm assuming except for their palace, which is the main objective. Like the Nexus, if you will. We're going to take all of this. Now we're pushing somewhere. Get out of here, Diablo. That's another cool thing, is you can use your abilities against the tower. So that's something you don't typically see in MOBAs. And I'm going to go ahead and use my ulti again. And it's going to kill everybody. Better run. This is a good time to use it because everything's half health. So you'll notice that if you team up with your team and capture these objectives, it can really turn the tides of the battle. I mean, just because we're pushing really hard like that does not mean that we can go in there and win. Well, I take that back. We just took out their fort there, and now we gained like 4 levels. So you get a lot of XP for taking out structures in this too. I'm gonna run. This guy's gonna get me, and I'm gonna turn around. Okay, good. Oh, he's gonna explode. Nope, that didn't hurt too bad. So just because we gained that many levels based on killing their stuff, we became a lot more tanky and more powerful. And so now that their defenses are pretty much shattered, best thing to do now is probably take some of these mercenary camps. And once you kill these guys, they fight for you, and they're not that strong. You can take them down pretty easily, but you've got a lot of them there. They're pretty strong. Take the cluster around there. Adds damage to my Q. See, once you control them now, they're going to go ahead and start attacking their defenses. Get back. Get out of here. Kill him. There we go. Got him. And so once you grab these mercenaries, you do one of 2 things. You either push alongside the mercenaries like we do here, or you let the mercenaries push and you go grab even more mercenaries. Depending on the map, really. In this case, we're doing a lot better than they are, so we're gonna continue to tear up their base. And I'm about to use my ultimate here and make them all want to leave. And this is also where it's handy that your skills and ultimates will damage structures, because there's not really much they can do about my battle cruiser flying up there. We'll take out some of these guys that are harassing a little bit, and I think we've got this. Now, the cool thing about that is, you know, had we not been able to push this far, they could have very easily gotten the tribute and cursed us, and we would be in this position. So you can see how intense and how much of a close call any match could be this way. And I would say this this map is probably the worst at it in terms of like every time I play this map, I've had a very fast game. This has got to be the fastest one now. Yeah, because we're not even max level, and we just did it. There we go. And that was just one map. There are 3 others that have different feature objectives and that are set up differently in terms of lanes. Like the Haunted Mines, for example, is a 2-lane map, but it has a mine shaft that opens up at certain times, so you can go and collect skulls to power up a huge golem that pushes your lane. And the more skulls you collect from killing specific mobs in the mine, the more powerful your golem becomes. And the Dragonshire map is focused around capturing a ton of mercenaries. I would say it's probably the most mellowed out map, closer to your typical MOBA tri-lane maps, except its main objective is to capture 2 points that will allow you to summon the Dragon Knight, which you can actually turn into in order to go pillage the enemy base with. It's pretty fun. And then you have the Blackheart's Bay map that is also 3 lanes, but its major objective is to collect the blooms by killing merc camps to give to Blackheart, and in turn he wrecks shop on the enemy's defenses. So every time you use his services, you have to pay him more, so it actually gets a little tricky, especially since right where he decides to stand is a freaking death trap if you're not careful. I've got to admit though, the game does look really nice visually, and it has good level design, especially for a technical alpha, meaning that the game is still in early development apparently. The game is also set up around an account leveling system. This is what it looks like when you log in. You get to see your progress here and what you earn when you reach that particular level. So you've got to get to level 3 in order to play against other players, for example. At level 5 here, you get 2,000 gold, which is basically enough to purchase another hero when it's combined with your earnings prior to getting to level 5. Level 6 gets you daily quests, which are set up a lot like Hearthstone, but in this case, it's stuff like win a match with a Starcraft character, or play a match with a friend, stuff like that. And those get you a lot of gold too. At level 7, you get an additional free hero rotation slot, so you can try out 5 free heroes on rotation versus just the 4 that you start out with. At level 8, you unlock more hero talents, so basically more options for talents on all of your heroes when in battle. So I was selecting hero talents earlier, and now at level 8 you get 5 instead of 3 or whatever it may be. And 10 unlocks individual hero quests that let you earn in-game things like doing specific quests with the individual heroes. So you'll unlock things like different skin colors and different colors for your mount, apparently, plus a lot of XP. And as far as the shop goes, you can purchase the different heroes, of course. Some are more expensive than others in terms of gold. That's pretty typical. Otherwise, you can buy the individual heroes with real money. But the coolest thing here is that you can actually try out the hero against bots before you actually purchase them, so you don't have to wait for them to be on the free rotation in order to make your decision. You can also purchase the various bundles with real money, quite a bit of real money. This also gets you skins and mounts to which you can't sometimes get otherwise, like the Cyber Wolf here, for example. Sometimes those things have to be unlocked otherwise with hero quests, like this. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I have to show you for now. I've got to admit, I like the game more than I thought I would. It genuinely feels far different than other MOBA games to me, especially since they focus on taking out some of the stuff that makes other MOBAs repetitive over time, like gold farming and having to go back to buy items. Here, you level as a team, you lane as a team, you fight as a team, and you hopefully hold objectives as a team. The only thing I could see them change about the game for now is for them to come up with a mechanic that encourages players not to pick the same traits over and over again. Maybe it's just me, but I never really had much incentive on changing my trait path like I would if I had different builds that I would go by like I do in other MOBA games. I don't know, it's just a thought. Either way, guys, thanks for watching. Head over to the MMOHuts game profile for more information on Heroes of the Storm. Hopefully by the end of the summer, the game will be in a more public beta so you guys can experience the game yourselves. But until next time, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.
Victory.